Close but no cigar for Space Soldiers. Once again, they fall into the full 30-round trap. It's happened twice versus Fnatic, and this time versus Astralis. In fact, so far, their Mirage in 2018 has not gone too well. The only wins they've managed to accrue versus a Tier 1 opposition was a win versus Mouse Sports at that major qualifier. Now, though, they continue to grow and develop, still unable to best a good team on Mirage. They get close every time. They've lost to SK. They've even lost to Team 1. We haven't seen these guys pick up the win, but every time they get close, again, a full 30 rounds, Chad.
It was a mirrored image almost, you know, both teams won their CT-sided pistols, everything was looking nice, you know, T-side gun rounds were flying quite well, but the key differences for me, or the key standout, was when Astralis broke the CT-sided economy in that second half. You know, when you've got only 4 or 5 rounds left in the game, you break the CT economy then, the big decisions come. Do we force buy? Do we go for the save? And then from that point, Astralis were able to, I guess, cruise home.
Cruise? It didn't look like a cruise with that battle?
Well, I mean, it was certainly more comfortable towards the very end when they did manage to get an advantage in terms of weaponry and all of that. But for me, it was a very strange game because, you know, teams would get off to a 3-0 start, winning the pistol round, then the terrorists would win 5 rounds in a row, then the CTs would again win 5 rounds in a row of their own. You know, usually the games don't go that way. It's a bit more back and forth, right? There's some force buys being won here and there, but here both teams like just had pretty good gun rounds, all things considering. And looking at some of the win conditions we were talking about in the pregame, they were there for Space Soldiers. I mean, their stars were playing really well, and obviously in a 16-14 game, it's the smallest of details that really decide the winner, and Astralis came out on top.
And just before you jump in, Chad, whilst he's on screen there in the highlight package, Glaive was a big part of Astralis closing that one out. In both of the last 2 rounds where Astralis came in having to close it out, he was getting 2 and then 3 frags in the 2 rounds respectively.
Yeah, leading by example. But to run with Yanko's point there where he's talking about the stats and the players standing up for Space Soldiers, if you do look at the stats from that game, you've got Calix, Zentaris, and Paz, the trio, the star trio, above all of the Astralis players, right? They've actually out-fragged. And then if you look at the stats, 4 out of the 5 members of Space Soldiers were in a positive ratio kill to death. When you look at Astralis, they only had 2 players in a positive kill to death, and that was Magix and Dupree, and they still won the game. This is what happens when you have these 16-14 back and forths, but normally you associate to clutches. Sure. There was only 2 clutches in the whole game, and Magix won one of them.
I blame it on Zentaris. He had below his average 106 ADR, so
yeah, that's true.
We really need to step up.
Maybe some fingers being pointed towards Engine. You already outlined him as somewhat of a weakness on Mirage. He's responsible for that B site. However, there wasn't that much additional pressure applied to me.
Yeah, mid seemed like more of the issue, especially with the first few gun rounds coming out of Space Soldiers. They weren't the aggressive players in middle, and the guys from Astralis just stood up and made those frags, and they killed Paz later, and then it kind of, you know, at that point they started deviating to the extremities, to the bomb sites.
Yeah, and it is such a nightmare scenario for a B defender. Basically every round on CT side you're retaking.
Yeah,
that's a disadvantage.
It is a pain, but also, you know, talking a bit more about exploiting, you know, the weaker players holding a bomb site, it's just very difficult to exploit B on Mirage as it is, right? It's a very narrow choke point. Unless you go for a B split, it's, you know, quite difficult, or rather it's easier for the CTs to hold that if they have some good setups, some good team play, crossfires, right? Even, you know, Engine and Major can do a very good job between the 2 of them holding that side down. And just briefly on Engine, considering even though Space Soldiers are not as known as, you know, some of the other Tier 1 teams, I do consider him a taco, really, you know, in that sense where he just does whatever it takes for the team, and he's obviously the weakest performer in terms of statistics, but someone needs to do it on the team. So I guess the team is satisfied with his performance in that department and don't really see a reason to replace him.
No, absolutely. I mean, he's been with the team for so long. He evidently has a very deep understanding of how the team operates and what his role is within the team. It's not all fraggers. They've got plenty of them in Space Soldiers. Now, we're going into Inferno. It is going to have to be brief, but
yes.
Mirage Inferno, a Pro League staple when it comes to map pools. Chad, just a little bit more about how we're going to get those 3 points from Space Soldiers, because this is another map that they are very prolific on.
Something I think they need to do is stay 1 step ahead of how Device wants to play that orb. Now, the thing is, they have the packs that they run in. It's very, not rigid, but they have these predetermined moves on Astralis where they like to put him with the AWP. Sometimes he heads over towards B with 2 other players. They get banana control. They leave him there. Sometimes he's off in quad, you know. He's very versatile in how he uses it. And this is kind of a game where, depending on the call coming out from Madja, could completely negate this aggressive or moving around from Device. So however they want to move him around, if Space Soldiers can make the right call and make him feel uncomfortable, that's one way to stay ahead from the early picks.
Yeah, very many teams have tried to make Device uncomfortable. It does seem to be one of the hard things to achieve. Yanko, just your closing thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. I think for Space Soldiers, this is where they have to exercise more routine, more discipline, basically, in their use of utility, right? Because we saw Astralis, they have a lot of different setups with Device on the op or even without them. So that's something where if you go for individual plays, going to run into a setup and going to lose 9 times out of 10. So you need to have some predetermined plans of your own.
And I know you guys here at the Xfinity Analyst Desk are big fans of Astralis' approach on the T side. It's textbook. You call it kind of textbook T sides in terms of they get a feel of both sides of the map. There's a pick somewhere, there's a pick somewhere else. They've got control of banana often. It is kind of how you would describe a good T side, right?
They do it by the book, They get map control they need, they report the utility usage back to Glaive, then they make a calculated decision, Alex, and that's how I like to see my Counter-Strike played.
Absolutely, and we do like our Counter-Strike casted as well. We do have 2 charming individuals who will be once again the voices of your game. They're standing beside me here on the other half of the desk. So from Chad, Yanko, and myself, we move to Pansy and Henry G. Hank has kind of, Hank G, I think we're going to bring it back for summer. I think that's more of your summer nickname.
Summer vibe,
that works.
Well, in the winters, he's a Henry G, and when the sun is shining.
Especially with some of the events coming up as well, like Marseille, Sydney,
you're
and
off
stuff like that.
In the sun, you become a Hank, I think.
Yeah, I'm going to come back nice and bronze as well, I think.
Hank in the tan.
That lovely bronze skin.
Yeah, I've seen you tanned before. You get like that kind of like that nice lobster pink.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
Really,
that's what I normally go for.
Makes your eyes pop. It really does.
It does. Okay.
So anyway, from eyes popping to heads popping, Lauren, we've been kind of giving Astralis a lot of credit for being by the book. A lot of people credit that to being boring gameplay. From a caster perspective, it's working. It must be fun to watch, right?
I think it's a nice change. At the moment, we're seeing, turbulence throughout the entirety of rosters, the way they approach games. It's nice to have actual, just structured Counter-Strike, it feels like.
Yeah, and of course, Space Soldiers actually probably quite complement that, Henry. You get 2 structured sides.
I think this is Space Soldiers showing their worth right now. They've actually got the tactics, the firepower. They can go toe-to-toe with anyone in Pro League right now. 16-14 the first map. Inferno, yes, it's a staple for Pro League, but it does make for very good games. So hopefully this one is as well.
Yes, our analyst as well gave Space Soldiers just one word of advice, and that's to stay completely and totally unpanicked when devices everywhere on the CT side.
It's a very long one word, isn't it?
I'll leave it with you.
That is true, though. He is really scary on a map like this.
Okay.
All potential on the CT side, especially banana, middle, apartment, second mid. He can be everywhere. He'll be moving around, and they haven't really got an AWP to shut him down. Pass can pick it up. We discussed this Mirage, but he's nowhere near Device's level. So hopefully that's going to be something that they can shut down. If they can't, they're going to have a lot of trouble, yeah.
Henry, there's something going on over here. I wish the cameras would... see that. Tomfoolery is what's going on. But they've been released from the zoo. Off they go. Goddamn animals. But this should be fun. I want to see what Space Soldiers have done, what they can come up with. We saw a couple of rounds where they were certainly reading the play well from Astralis. They had a theory. It was a very close matchup. Whether you want to see it as a good thing or a bad thing, if you want to assume that they should be winning these or not, it's completely up to you. But what I like to see is that these 2 will probably have a close game on this map. So again, I'm not sure what to expect. I think Astralis obviously seem to kind of have this one down. It's in their nature, and so far, a nice little approach.
T-side star for Astralis. They have the 1 smoke, 2 flashbangs. Suggest they'll go towards A, Lauren. If you don't have 2 smokes, you can't really go towards the B side, simply because CT spawn and cause a too strong a position. We'll see where they end up. I expect that smoke to be used towards library, maybe in front of the pit. Flash out, and his flashbangs towards banana. Like I said, they can't really finish up there. If they do, it'll be very difficult for themselves. They'll spot 1 player in the form of Zantares, try and push him back. They're trying to take intel away from the CT's, force a rotation out, which is working quite well so far. I don't think they'll finish up a B as they start to fall back. It does make a lot of sense at this point. Watch out for that smoke by Glaive. I assume it'll be thrown by the library. Flash over, try and push between quad and the apartments here. 3 players are B for the CT, so if they're going to go, this would be fantastic. There's a smoke from Glaive, as said, being thrown towards the library position. Here it comes.
But there's a player right round the back. This is the problem. As a major, they saw the information, they saw the pressure, but they didn't just stop there. But Zipnik still fights out his way through the apartments. It's a bit of back and forth. It's still very much up in the air who gets this. It is drastically favorable now towards Space Soldiers, but with Device on the side and the bomb not too far off either. There is still plenty of potential for upset here. If they could just get that bomb across, that could have been something, but now it looks as though the job is done. Major puts a book on him, and that was just great work coming back in from B Long.
And there we have it, Space Soldiers with the long con there. After being pushed back towards B, you can see what Astralis are trying to do. Run a hard default at the very start, obtain the map control, push the CDs back, especially towards B. They thought they did that. They thought they did enough, but waited a bit too long there after pushing Xantara's back. He called for the backup. They had 3 players there, pushed all the way down. Found Astralis just at the point of commitment there, throwing the smoke towards Library, and at that point it was too late for Astralis. Lost 2 kills, had to commit with 2 players, real panic to that point, couldn't really get anything done. No bomb planted suggests we have a force buy here. We certainly do. Deagles, CZs, and armor. Xantara is though looking for opening kills, and he's going to find a couple of them. Great spray control there as he falls back. 14 HP, but the job has been done. 5 versus 3, and Dupree, he'll do very well to get a kill here. He does do well. Takes down Paz. He'll be paying for it, down to 12 HP, but still maintaining the man advantage. Calyx looking to find some of those low HP players.
We need a great map as well. If he can get building into this, that'd be wonderful to watch, but I'm not sure if he can really get given the opportunity. It does seem as though B is going to be the desire of Astralis at this point, but Deagles, CZs, bit of armor here then, no utility, of course. An engine going to be checked on eventually, but how long? How much does he get away with? Xantaris is hovering as well, not too far off. On speed, we're going to get his way over. Steps will probably be heard, quite possibly by Astralis now. As Zipnix finds Xantaris. Now, it's Engine who should be able to deny this, and he does. Brilliant work from him. Dupree manages to stay alive somehow and actually get a plant out of this. This gets a little bit worrying and quite surprising. Dupree can be a real dastardly deagler, but this time he does not have the opportunity as Major again to seal the deal, get the round, and we'll get the defuse in a second.
Well, the fact he gets the bomb down is absolutely everything there. Astralis will be able to buy next round, but their first gun will be very strong indeed. It kind of makes up for this full investment here in round number 2. Still 2-0 for Space Soldiers, though. They keep 2 players alive, negating the force buy of Astralis, which isn't easy. So they're still happy with that one. Endry could have closed things out here with the 3k, but didn't really have many bullets left in his UMP. I think he came down to absolutely 0 there, so couldn't find that last bullet. We're going to round number 3 here, of course, and we'll see just PT-50s, a couple of deagles, no armor, no nades. Just try and have more of the same here. If they can get a couple of kills and a bomb down, that's the best possible outcome, really. Anything less than that's fine as well. We'll see what happens. Space Soldiers want to try and just keep 5 players alive here, try and deny the plant the best they can as we start to get a little bit deeper now. Remember, if you're just joining us, it was a very good map on Mirage. We expect this one to be just as close. And Xantaris gets hungry for more kills at the start. Takes a PT-50 shot to the face, though. It was through the corner of the wall, so it'll still have 63 HP. And you see if Paz can go one step further. You're right, Dupree definitely has one of the deadliest deagles in the game right now. CSGO and him with a deagle is a bit of a staple. He is very, very good with him. Major, though, quite good with the M4, it seems, as he takes down 2. Looking for his 3rd. Glaive is low. Full back end. Not really much he can do about this one.
No, this, well, we've got P250 on Zipnix's device with a deagle as well, and Glaive with a Molotov and a deagle, but they don't really have much step anywhere, but quite a few isolated players. If someone's willing to trade out on this, there could be some problematic situations, but no, Major's looking quite controlled here. Calyx leaping forward, but he will be fine in the end. All found, all dealt with. 3 rounds to Space Soldiers.
Indeed. Only giving up a single kill there, so that's absolutely fine. Major getting it done with the M4 after they lost the first pick to that lovely shot from Dupree. Round number 4. First gun round here. No AWP on the CT side. Same story for Device on the T side. Doesn't need it on that side of the server. They're not going to be fully equipped. You can see there are a few compromises. Device especially not with all the grenades he needs. And there will be 3 players from the Space Soldiers to kick things off here. Molotov will keep them at bay at least. They won't be able to commit. Down with 3 players. Maybe they were planning that. Not necessarily so. Xantaris will be Molotoving towards the mouth of the banana area. Device about to extinguish. I didn't have to. Luckily, did put that away. Xantaris, though, my goodness, what an absolute rampage he's on right now in the last few rounds. Pushing banana again, confident as ever. Smoking off the T-step so he can at least trade that kill out successfully. He's at least guaranteed a 4-on-4, if not better. Zipex, what a shot that is. Great work. Run and gun. Jumps out the balcony. Assertive play. 2 smokes towards Library, though. And Zipex finds another great round from Astralis. 3-1 and was guaranteed at this point after losing the first pick, no less.
I swear he was still in the air, but maybe he got a foot down towards that cart, but dear Lord. What potent play from Zipnix. I want to watch that one back. But yeah, these 2 players, you're locked out now. It's like, all right, let's just keep these guns. We're fine. We're good. I don't know if they can get any guns away from Astralis here. It seems they're being quite careful in how they'll back away from this one. But what a bit of entry, and then even the follow-up as well. He didn't rest. Glaive on the hunt here. Major will be the one to be possibly tested, but this is a filthy position Trying to find, like, do I crouch on this? No, I'll just hold here. And Glaive comes around, gets caught. Major can get the nice little upgrade to the AK and falls off this. And Taurus, again, quite far away from being tested, and the bomb is now a couple of seconds away.
Absolutely so. Astralis do win the round. Confident stuff from Zipex. Jumps out at the perfect time. Very assertive play. Dupree to join him as they go.
Tell me he's not mid-air here.
I think he was completely.
Yeah. He definitely was.
Full spray as well, jumping and moving. You do love to see it. Well, there we go.
Nasty.
Space Soldiers will be down to a deagle on Major. Engine with the FAMAS, but still, it's an okay buy. It's an AK in the end, so they're absolutely fine. I was going to say, that seemed a bit weaker than I thought, but Major the AK saved weapon. And we'll get into round number 5 here. Another aggressive push towards B. Zantares with the flashbang to be baited in. Glaive does take it, but he'll be fine for now. Good Molotovs at the start to buy them some time. Grenades do almost nothing. And there'll be a smoke towards T-Steps once again, but Zantares might be challenged before. He doesn't know they're this close, though. He needs to be very careful. The flashbang is good. The play is not. Zantares caught jumping in the air there. A bit too aggressive this time. You can see Astralis kind of cottoning on to what he's doing.
I'd love someone to work out how much utility gets invested just purely into that space on Banana. Just you know.
If you had a heat map,
just of money spent into that one area. It's fantastic to watch. And these two teams really put so much credence toward it as well. There's so much weight to the value of gaining that control and what it can achieve for you off the back. And we do see it this time, obviously, going Astralis' way. Last round, we saw it swing the other. But for now, Glaive, of course, claiming that first prized pickup. Now, this gives opportunity to Astralis to kind of keep that information limited as to what Space Soldiers know, make those rotations feel like a lifetime. And it does seem as though they might be walking into what could be a bit of a heavier lean here. Paz playing off the back of kind of Speedway, just waiting to rotate between both. He can still see CT Arch, so this could work out well for Paz and the Space Soldiers boys. But the Molotovs, they do burn. Engine, still okay for now, but it spreads and he burns alive. There's nothing to be done. Paz tries to do everything possible. He does get 2 kills, even a third, as he did find Glaive in the end. But I mean, by this point, it's just Calyx left in a 1v2. He pulled off, I guess, crazier tasks in the last map, but is the work enough from Paz to create this chance now for Calyx to come back in? Zipnix is down low. 27 HP, but the bomb is ticking in their favor. They still have a Molotov, they still have a flash, and that's going to buy them a lot of time here.
Doesn't look like it's possible with no kits. Great work. Lovely execution there from Astralis. You could see all the flames around the CTs. Double that up with flashbangs as well. It's such a potent combo as Calyx will come through. There is a kid in front of him, but he has no information that they're both towards B. He just has to hope that one of them peaks. Nothing there. He won't be able to win this round, I'm afraid. He'll be going down as well. He won't even be able to escape the bomb blast at this point. Not even going to matter. Dupree finds him, and they will both survive. Great stuff from Astralis. 2 rounds in a row. Presumably down to the eco now. Space Soldiers won't really have much to do with this round. I like that. After getting the first pick on Zantares, you know, presumably only 1 player towards B. If there's 2, you haven't got the star player there anymore. Let's do the full execution, eradicate those risks. And they all know from where that execution is going. They know what Molotovs are deployed, what smokes are down, what areas they have to look at. They can go in as a real strong unit there. Paz even got 3 kills. That wasn't even enough. So you can see how well that execution went for them. As I bring out the MAC-10 here to mow down some of these unarmored players, pretty much, no, actually all of them are no armor, just a couple of upgraded PT50s, that is it. Molotov towards garbage, and there will be Paz there alone towards Arch.
Being quite meticulous thus far, but Dupree could be the first to be challenged. You've got Paz just sitting around the corner of that P250, and then Major can maybe bait from Arch. Depends how they want to play it out. But Dupree seems very well aware this could be a factor. Does indeed find Paz. Now Major next on the chopping board. It's good to make money, obviously the MAC-10. Great to have that going first, be the tip of the spear. Chuck it in there, see if you can get a couple of kills, build up those funds. And Space Soldiers looking to do whatever they can, but nice work from Dupree.
Yeah, absolutely. He's paid off the debt of the MAC-10 already with those 2 kills, $1,200 in the bag. So yeah, working very well so far. This is all going swimmingly as Glaive will get another. That's going to be round guaranteed now. Bomb to be planted by Glaive momentarily. It's making sure that no rotations come through. Zantares to try and save. At this point, he's not even saving. It's just hoping you can maybe force a team to make a mistake. They give up a MAC-10 or an AK, something like that. And you're just going to be sitting back. And the CT side, you don't like have any sort of punishment for surviving past the round, so they're fine. Even if they get nothing out of this, it's better off just staying alive and denying another $300 for the terrorists, I guess. So Dupree, like we said, hunting. He knows he can farm some more cash. He doesn't want the MAC-10 for the next round, so this is fine. We'll spot 2 of them. Down he goes. And that's exactly what Space Soldiers wanted. Maybe we can force them to make a mistake here. They don't have to challenge us with the AKs either. They could just let them live. They know they've got nothing to save, really. But there it is, another kill from Magisk. Device looking to close him down. He'll check this corner once the bomb goes off. Get ready for it. Okay. Final kill comes in. And it will be Astralis to tie things up. 3 rounds in a row for Space Soldiers, 3 in a row for Astralis. Gun rounds to begin again. Paz could afford the AWP, but it'd be glass cannon. Opts for the M4A4 instead. No one using the Silence M4 on the Space Soldier side, just to know. It used to be such a common purchase on Inferno. Obviously, lots of smoke play and tight choke points with spray potential there, but it's just become such a useless weapon now just because of the lack of ammo. You can't really justify spraying through smokes anymore because you have 60 bullets total in a 20-clip magazine. That's something that needs to be addressed, and it's classic Valve, isn't it? Try and balance something, and unfortunately, nerf it into oblivion. This is gone now. There's only a few players using it. Carrigan, Forest.
There are very
I think that's about it. I think Electro might use it as well, but that's about it.
God. Classic Valve.
It's nuts as well. Like, it used to be such a massively huge swing towards the M401S. Now it's just gone. Like, that's not how you balance things. That's just how you remove them from the game.
At the moment, we are seeing Xantares putting his mark into this round. Already finding Device through the smoke there. Nice way to kick things off. Banana control not gifted to Space Soldiers, but certainly going to make it harder work. Astralis testing the theory of walking very close to that smoke and through the other side. Major was patrolling that, however. Not going to let that go at all. Looking for the next angle. He's going to find Dupree here. He gets a kill, though. That's actually quite an even bit of a trade, considering how aware Major was. That was, to be the next sort of pressure point. Didn't really get much out of it, as the smokes and flashes still be exchanged. And Astralis not really giving away where they're heading right now.
5 versus 4. Device to drop. 30 seconds. They will head back towards B. That execution worked out so well before. Remember, they had the man advantage last time they tried that. Certainly not going to have that sort of advantage this time, but Xantares only gets 1. Low HP for a few of the T players here. Majors and Zipex hovering around 10. Bomb we planted. Zipex has to go huge here. Will they check this corner? Will they even anticipate he's got there so soon? Major seems like he will be checking it. Maybe not, though. Zipex poised and ready. And I was about to say, let him walk past potentially. This takes him down, guarantees a frag on low HP. That makes sense. No kits now for the remaining CTs, and they're going to save Lauren. Out they go. 4 rounds in a row for Astralis here. Zipex might be taking down through the smoke. Not going to be the case though. He's done enough to win the round. They'll be saving 2 M4s, and Dupree trying to make sure it's 0 as he rotates in. He's the only player of any sort of substantial HP. Here's him running towards a pick. Could find both the kills here. There's 1. Looking for the second pass. Presumably takes him down here. Indeed he does. Trade comes in, but it's keeping them very modest. And Major seems can't really challenge this frag, but enough done there. They don't get to save 2 weapons whatsoever. And we'll get into the next round. 8. And it will be 4-3. What's the money like? Ooh, 4th save loss bonus, not ideal on the CT forces. You definitely get a partial buy, the maximum loss bonus on the next round with the saved M4 as well. So grenades purchase, can have a nade down banana, go for the nuke there, or throw all the grenades down towards the bottom of the middle. They've now got 4 HEs.
Astralis so far showing some real diligence on those B hits. They've looked so good.
There's the grenades.
Now, here come a bit of an exchange, and sadly none of those grenades finding their marker. Still have a bit of utility obviously on Paz, but beyond that, it's down to CZ's, a flash on Engine, and it looks like they're trying to make the play happen through apartments. That's actually not a bad idea here. Xantares does find Glaive, which is quite worrying. That's going to speed up this process, and now plays in the M4. Paz finds 2. He does fall to Magis, but by this point, it's a 2v4. The gun's been recovered. There's 2 rifles now with Space Soldiers. And Magisk already low. Bit of a split now on the T's as well as Magisk unleashes himself to find Xantares. But now Dupree now asked a big question. Can he deliver? He can. Calix tries to swing in and tip the scales favorably towards the CTs, but that doesn't happen as he plays out through balcony. Dupree succeeding individually where sadly Engine could not. But it's down to Major in a 1v2, but with no armor, no kit, no utility. This is not an easy one.
He does find a kit at the end of the apartments here. If he can catch Magisk out of position, that could be enough. He'll be hiding behind the bike and, unfortunately, be sending Major on his. Well played, Magis, to find the 5th round in a row for the Danes. Good attempt there. Paz with 2 kills that saved M4, and Xantares funneling them towards the A side with the CZ. Wasn't quite enough, though. Fantastic round from Dupree. Amazing recovery. Nice shots from Magis as well. As we enter the next round. AWP out, presumably. Not going to see a single AWP as of yet on either side. Round number 9, that's very rare. I guess both of these teams not really focused on that particular weapon. I guess Device, especially on the T side of Inferno, doesn't feel like it's necessary. They've won 5 gun rounds in a row. It's working quite nicely, the system they've got right now. Glaive going to find himself in a bit of hot water. There are lots of grenades and damage being inflicted. Device takes an A to the face and can be locked in by the incendiary now. Xantares so good in these positions, but not good enough. Device gets 2, but there is a 3rd player there who can still find a couple of kills. Device knows he's low and sensibly doesn't run around the corner here. Major Major will give up his position, dropping that smoke and taking a lot of damage here. We'll see who comes out on top in the spam of this particular position. Fully flashed, and there has been a rotation. No one on the A side at this point. Still a 5 versus 3. Make it 4. And Major will be getting at least 1 kill. Drops a weapon. Device can't justify the peak once again due to his low HP. A side open, and CT's clutching at straws at this point. Device with another.
How is he doing this? He's got 4 HP. He's got 3 kills. He was already damaged when he got those 2 as well. Perfect play through the artillery that was being thrown on Banana. That was a real barrage coming towards them, but by now Astralis have worked out. It seems as though maybe this is looking quite clear as Dupree does go through the motions, but spots no one towards site. Molotov down towards pit. You see the play up quad as already Glaive going to secure that CT arch side, and Space Soldiers going to have to kind of give this one away. It was a nice fight back from Major even to find that kill. It was very surprising he got that, but by that point it had already been pretty much lost.
Yep, completely nullified as Device got that 3rd frag, and then we'll be round number 20 here. Round number 20? What am I saying? It's not round number 20. I think I'm having a flashback to the previous map.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. It will be a bomb planted and a free.
That'll do.
Yeah, and there's going to be Paz and Major trying to hold on to their M4s again. Maximum loss bonus already found by the CT. Saving 2 weapons means they can buy up next round. Whether they'll do that is another. Together, Glaive is down to 26 HP. Paz, though, just holds him off with the incendiary. That should be enough to save the weaponry. You can see, I think, Device all the way in T-Spawn, making sure he keeps his AK in hand, considering he's so low. Glaive will just see what's available to him. He's got plenty of money. At least his teammates do. He's actually the only player with nothing, but they're planning to get 1 more kill here. Dupree won't be able to do it, and Glaive will probably have to fall back at this point as well, considering he's so low. Paz desperately holds onto the M4, which he will do. Major with the AK-47 means they can buy 1 more round. They can both drop weapons here. Device getting done with the AK.
Oh.
Down to 4 HP, then got a 3rd as well.
Talented boy, at the very least. And timeout comes in. Now that's going to be from Space Soldiers. It does feel as though they've hit a bit of a wall here. Astralis, the Battle of Banana has been mostly won by them. Astralis have been the headliners at that front. But then just about everything else has been kind of working for them. And I kind of assumed that this was going to be a closer matchup. Maybe there is going to be a reply from Space Soldiers. But again, once the gun round's kicked in, it has felt very one-sided.
Certainly has. Oh, the Space Soldiers timeout comes in. 6-3 after going up 3-0. Remember, on the CT side as well. This is that clinical T-side approach from Astralis. The guys on the desk were discussing. We'll see whether they can continue that form as we get into the next round here. Remember, 2 weapons saved by Space Soldiers. Maximum loss bonus means they can get a buy of swords. It won't be ideal. We'll see what they got in the end. You can see there's a UMP there. It's actually overall pretty good, all things considered. So they do get the full array of AKs and M4s, and it will be engine just that SMG. Calyx taking a lot of damage at the very start. They're down to 40 A's. He's getting a chip damage there as well. Good flashbang, but I don't think it's enough. Device seems very careful there. Calyx as well, as he'll be forced to get back towards Yard. Should be able to nail that kill, but Glaive completely rails him, and it will be a 5-on-4 to kick things off again. And just 1 player on A, isolated and dead now. They might have to consider the save already, as it's now 5-on-3. You've got no one on that side of the map.
Be it a read from Astralis or whatever happened, that was the perfect response to what Space Soldiers tried to do. They played aggressive down Banana, finally pushing players down there, and Astralis went, alright, we'll just go quick towards A. I don't know if it was a response to it or whatever it was. Sadly for Space Soldiers, that one bit of switch up, the change they looked for, that kind of coming back into this round, maybe their statement piece just kind of got nullified very quickly. And Astralis do kind of stretch ahead now, and money becomes a factor. These 3 players are desperately clinging onto these guns here.
Absolutely. If they can save all 3, I'll be impressed. Money's starting to get to a very positive position for the Astralis side, so they can definitely have a little sniff around the B side and see what's available to them. Make things uncomfortable at the very least as Major gets towards new boxes. Has been spotted. Glaive's going to Molotov him out. You can see they're doing everything they can, the CTs, to try and keep everyone alive. I don't think it's going to happen. There are going to be some casualties here. Santaras gets 1. That might be all they get. Engine towards the back. Only going to save the UMP here. If even that. No. He got 1, but it means nothing as he'll go down. Maximum loss bonus not going to save them here. 7 plays 3 now. 7 rounds in a row. They can buy up with Deagle's armor. They don't really want to go all in here. So yes, Engine will buy the CZs, HE grenades, and maybe just nading towards Banana at the very start once again. 3 players towards that position. 5 players of HEs. It's one of the few maps of CCTs by HEs at pretty much every single round. A couple of easy kills there for Devices. He gets the grenade at the start. Same story for Magisk as they win the half here at this point. 8-3 will come in. He takes an A to the face. We'll just try and get one cheeky frag here at the end. Good flashbang, but not going to be finding him much. Zipex finishes things off with an HE of his own. 5 players survive for Astralis. Their money's getting out of control now. As we get to round number 12. No orbs purchased at all on either side, Lauren. I haven't seen that in quite a while. This deep into a half and no one purchasing it.
I guess if there's teams to look at, there's going to be the possibility of it. I guess Device, not exactly a huge advocate for it, but we haven't seen Space Soldiers go to either. But finally,
I guess at this point you're a bit desperate, nothing's working, so let's just
give
bring it out.
something a go, right? Well, Paz, let's see if you are the answer to the issues that Space Soldiers are seemingly been having. This battle again rages towards Banana, the battle of utility, which is going to be rather defined by Astralis in their massive bank that they've got going on right now. They have a huge amount of funding. However, that may not be the be-all and end-all. There's still certainly a lot to be seen about this.
We'll find out how it develops. 3 players towards B. Looks like a bit of a fake towards A. You can see Astralis very quick in their approach to go towards the end of the apartments. It's actually Zipex who's there alone for now. So no information for the CTs whatsoever in the apartments. They're going to have 2 players towards quad, one of which is those AWP of Paz. He is going to be joined by Calix, who's in the quad position. It's like a fade setup. You normally see Guardian and Rain in the exact same positions like that. They've got Majors to back them up from the arch side as well. So good positions. Will it be enough? Majors doesn't seem to think so. He somehow finds a kill towards B. Takes down Zantares, and that will force a rotation out of Major. He goes back towards that side. It's been such a vulnerable side of the map for them. Opening kill comes in. Grenades towards quad. Dupree gets nothing for it, but he's trying to hold them there. You can see the bomb makes its way towards the banana area. And he's just trying to hold as many players as he can towards A. They will go for a banana split, I'd imagine, through CT spawn. Actually, all falling back, and now poor old Engine will be alone towards the B site, and this kind of bait and switch has worked out perfect. I don't see Engine getting many kills. They don't even smoke CT spawn before committing. This is all falling apart now. Engine's still alive, and he can maybe even find one more kill.
Backup's on the way. Engine's adapted as well. He's moved around. Really nice idea from him. Glaive was a little too quick to consider that, but let's see if Glaive can do any more. Already pressure on Banana from Major. No, he didn't consider the player there to be so quick and so ready. It's down to Dupree, and Magic's bomb is planted, but they have 3 players to handle. Calix gets past them. Can they get the timing right on this? This could be really rather deadly for Space Soldiers. Already the fight goes in. Magis finds Paz, but Dupree has not been spotted yet. It's an unknown factor, but surely they work it out by now. What is going on? Magis gets Major? How is Calix left in a 1v2? Surely he could do something about this. Puts down 1, but it's down to the 1v1, and time is of the essence. Dupree trying to play it right down to the wire, and Astralis do win the round by a very fine margin. There was a second where those bullets did not look like they were going to hit.
Yeah, it came down to the final few seconds there. You could see Calix desperately just shaking his mouse up, maybe up the DPI to spin around on the bomb, hope for the best. But it will be Majors, though. This is the play that won the round for me. As soon as he gets his kill in CT spawn, a difficult one at that, you can see it completely discombobulated DCT on the defense, and it will be him to get that great shot on Major as well. And nothing can be done at that point. Another eco, I think, for the CT forces. They take another pause here. All wasn't the answer. 9-3. They've already lost the first map as well. Remember, at the beginning of this series, Space Soldiers were looking for the 2-0 to guarantee themselves a spot at the playoffs. We've got 2 weeks remaining of Pro League before we make our way towards Dallas. There are now 7 slots available in Europe. And Space Soldiers definitely in contention for one of them, looking to at least solidify things tonight. But it doesn't look like this will be the series that does it for them.
Who won Dallas last time?
Dallas, that was G2.
Huh. It does tend to blur into one in my brain at this point.
I think, at least I think I'm right.
I know, didn't one of the French teams won London? I don't know if they're under the G2 banner or not. That was one of the Pro League finals. But you might be right about Dallas. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, no, I'm trying to throw my mind back and recall how that one went. But anyway, we'll come back to that in a second. As it looks like, again, Astralis kind of invigorated by how these rounds have been going. Kind of quicken the pace and the pressure. You can see the Banana has been not given up. It's still trying to find it for Space Soldiers, but an incredibly tough battle, especially at this point where you've got very little utility and you're working against the odds here. So you're going to see that go favorably towards Astralis. Sure, Magis takes some damage, but they get that control and put the pressure back into Space Soldiers. How do they deal with this? Well, we're going to find out if they can. It looks like Astralis going to quicken the hit towards A. Smokes come in. Paz trying to body block that one to give him a small amount to work with, but it's engined by Magis, and in Paz goes. That's great from him. Joining in with Calix, and finally, Space Soldiers make it count. The massacre of middle.
They definitely do. That's not bad at all. Finally, the FAMAS working for them as a difficult round. The money Not ideal by any stretch of the imagination. It was indeed G2 Esports. Had to look it up for you, Lauren. I wanted to make sure I'm 100% sure. G2 came in first, North second, actually. It was Dallas. That was season 5. Then we had, obviously, Odense following that. So now we're going back to Dallas. So it's going to be a lot of fun. 9-4, though. They will get reset if they lose this particular round. They have nothing for number 15. So Space Soldiers really do need to convert the rest of these rounds now. Need to be clean of that. No damage exchange just yet, but dupreeh looking to change things up. Goes towards middle. Smoke go down. A couple of speculative shots there towards the quad side. Doesn't land any of them, but still worth a go. Major, he seems to be doing absolutely everything right now. Not that one, though. Major will take him down, but look at the damage being inflicted on this side of the map.
Bloody
Device hits
hell.
another with the AWP. The first showing from him on that particular weapon on the T side. Good flashbangs towards Paz. He still has 100 HP, but given his position up, through the smoke, might get Zipex, but taken down instead. Like I said, huge reset round here. They'll have almost no money to work with as dupreeh recovers the bomb. Actually heading back towards B. Major stuck in transition right now, in limbo, as he waits in CT spawn. Tees will be saying to dupreeh that the bomb site A is open. Might as well come plant in the default position. There it is. Nice and wide as well to make sure you can spot it from the quad side. Oh, that's if you do plant. There we go.
It's tricky.
It is difficult.
Gotta hold down mouse 1.
So Major, we can save his M4. That's something, but I'm not really sure this is the position will do it. He'll be traded out whatever happens. The Glaive has already checked B. Coming through CT spawn now, checking every crevice of the map. You can see he's being very meticulous. Spots him. Instant execution, and there is almost no money for the Turkish side as we go into the final round. 11-4 looking very likely now.
Yeah, it felt like it could have spiraled either way at the start. Whoever won that battle on Banana, maybe they could have gotten control of the economy, but Astralis are just playing a very good game right now.
Yeah, very good stuff. You can see that explosive potential they had towards A. As soon as they committed, one kill came in, all of a sudden the apartments opens up, and they're just tearing heads as Space Soldiers can do nothing about it. They get one UMP here, upgraded pistols, CZs and Deagles, a bit of utility actually. It's not too bad in that respect, but it's just the firepower that's really lacking. But these are the sort of rounds that can be the most potent. The CZ especially, just springboarding out of certain positions and finding quick frags, depending on the timings. Well, there we go. dupreeh finds the first.
They just slowly creep up CT Arch, and you got to feel for Space. I was just trying to find those ways to try and negate that they've got these slightly lacking weapons, but, you know, Astralis playing deathmatch right now. It's...
Yep, they're having a lot of fun. And once they got the first kill, got the information, obviously, just on pistols, well, we've got a 5-on-2 now. Xantaras and Major can just try and pad their stats at this point. It's almost impossible for them to win this round with the weaponry. Xantaras will get 1. Like I said, that adds a point to the scoreboard, maybe 2. Being a little bit overzealous here, potentially, Astralis. They didn't have to challenge those frags at all. They'll still win the round, I'm almost certain of that, but this could get a little bit dicey. Magisk, if he loses that duel, maybe that could have been an opening, but not quite. It will just be Major now with the UMP. Rotates in, and he'll get 1, but the bomb a little bit too far gone. They had no kits to work with here. Molotov towards the balcony. It's a pretty smart idea. Brings it down to the 1 versus 1. But yes, he didn't even have time to defuse there, unfortunately for him. But still, a valiant effort.
It looked good. It was a nice, exciting way to close out the first kind of real go of things. And, you know, a good performance overall from Astralis. It seems like, yeah.
One gun round for the Space Soldiers, just to note. They did get the 3-0 with the pistol.
Didn't they?
So it was a bit of a bloodbath.
Mirage feels like a lifetime ago.
It does. This one not really kind of hitting the dizzy heights, that one. But you never know. It's not really defined as a full-on CT-sided map yet, but the fact they only got 4 rounds does not bode well. If it was like an 8-7, they lost, I'd say, oh, they still got a chance. 11-4 seems a little bit too much. Even perhaps that 3-man spray down wasn't enough to win the round. As we'll have a look at the scores on the doors, as Xantaras not at the very top in terms of kills, but an ADI certainly is. Those Molotovs, there's lots of Molotov damage there. And HE kills, Major at the very top with the frags.
Calyx kind of vanishing there as well.
Yeah.
After Mirage, he was phenomenal.
That's true.
Big headliner, and now sadly very much at the bottom. ADR kind of representing that too. So, bit of a shame to see him fall off here. Certainly a player who has huge potential to be a bit of a swing factor, and the odds even representing what we've seen. And it seems though Astralis want to kick things off by being a little naughty. There's Magisk going right around behind them. Great work towards Major. Now the problem is Space Soldiers know that the plan is up to Vice. He's right in the smoke. He's got the knife out. Paz, you are in real dire straits, my friend. And
oh!
Gets denied at the end.
Well, he won't get his $1,500. Device is the AWPer. knowing they've guaranteed to win the round, might as well go for the knife. You had the reload anyway,
Lovely,
so you would have got
wouldn't
an extra $1,500, but not going to happen, and it will be 12-4. That was a must-win pistol for Space Soldiers. They still have a second bite of the cherry here in the sense of the force buy coming in, but this is pretty much last chance saloon now, and these rounds are always very possible. It's like a 60-40 in favour of
Crazy,
Astralis, so there's still a chance for Space Soldiers to do something with a good run boost, though. Zipex will probably take that at the very start. In terms of the buy, Deagles and CZs, no smoke, so that's the real problem here on Inferno. It comes down to raw firepower from these Desert Eagles. Antares are quite handy with it. Oh my goodness. Very close to finding an initial shot there through the smoke.
Quite scary sometimes, isn't it, when you actually see it with the X-ray on? If you ever watch your demos back, you're like, God, if only I just randomly clicked that one time. But that's not bad. Zentaris on the receiving end of that, down to 47 HP. That's going to sting a little here. And really, Space Soldiers looking for any opportune moment to pounce. And really, if you're looking at Astralis, they're not giving them much. A bit of a heavy lean towards A. Maybe a read, maybe just a feeling, but it's probably not the right feeling here. Glaive's going to be really put to task. Does have a smoke and a flash, can just do the standard flash over the box. A nice one if you hear a step closer. See Device coming back over in case that there's a little bit of a worry, that inkling that you've left this relatively alone for a while, but for now, Space Soldiers head right around back towards A. And there's still 3 players here. Zipnik's probably the first to get information and contact. He's going to fall back a little towards CT Arch. No, maybe even further, actually, at this point.
5-on-5 still, but time ticking away for Space Soldiers. These kills really have to connect now, but they only are for Astralis. It seems bombed down. Presumably the round done. Powers with a chance there, did a bit of damage, but a clean sweep from Astralis does not bode well for the outcome of this game on the Turkish side. 13-4. Traditionally, you'd have to take an eco at this point. They might decide it's a force buy, thinking, well, we've got to win every single round at this point, or allow it to go to 14-4. Looks like they'll be going for the latter here. So a chance for Astralis to farm even more money and solidify their chances of taking this map. It's been such a perfect performance. All they've really given away so far is the first half pistol. Since then, it's been pretty much spot on. Can't really find any errors in their game.
It's good to see. It'd be easy to become complacent if you're someone like Astralis. You're doing very well recently, especially online. You're starting to qualify for a lot of these events, and for them, this is good. This is showing good discipline and great approach, incredible talent. You can see these guys just charging in now. Getting the round done, they know that there's not much to be writing home about in that round for Space Soldiers.
What a bonus round this is going to be as well. Dupree even throws away the MP9 at the end of the round and saying, guys, that's a bit too much. UMP, sure. But Device will bring out the AWP. They want to close this one out right here, right now, knowing the money's going to be weak for Space Soldiers. No bombs planted at all. And we'll get into this one. The bonus round, not as potent as I thought. I thought they could keep more SMGs. They throw a couple away, get the AWP out, and just keep those UMPs here. So a chance to really send things home. They find match point this early. That's a pretty much guaranteed GG. Major running up through the flames now, taking a lot of damage with the HEs, and if probably get this first kill. Not meant to be. Those Zipex is ready and waiting. Glaive just steals away an AK-47, so he went in with a UMP. Now they found the first kill. They're going to get a second, but looks at things. Zantar is under 1 HP. Jammy Gip. And we'll see whether he can do anything about this.
One of my favourite phrases.
With 1 HP remaining. Oh, goodness gracious.
Jammy Gip. What does that mean? I want to know if someone knows what that means.
Well, it doesn't really translate well literally, but it just has been you lucky man, I guess.
Yes. Yeah, I want to know where that phrase came from.
Yeah.
You know, I'm curious. If any of you know, let us know. I'm always wondering. We might bring the podcast back at this point.
Might have to. It's not really
did you get your skateboard in the end?
I got my skateboards. Machine's modding them for me.
I've seen there's some artwork going on there. There's a whole thing.
Machine's got a new factory of modding tech decks.
Here we go. Zipnix playing the time well. The flash is good. He comes through then. There it is. That's a shutdown straight away. Astralis and specifically Zipnix in this round are very much done. It's looking like, sadly for Space Soldiers, nothing is working for them.
Certainly not. That should be it now. I don't see Space Soldiers scoring together 9 rounds in a row as they get into the next one. And, sorry, 11 rounds in a row, I should say. They'll force by with the MAC-10s, the UMPs, the Galils, and we'll see whether this is even possible. This is looking like it will be coming right down to the line at this point. It's going to be a little B-rush, a nice quick round to close things out, and we'll see whether this is enough. Paz will get one. Glaive, though, with a double spray down. It's not looking good, as there will just be 3 players remaining, and we'll see whether it will be enough. I think it will be. I'm trying to build this one up towards the end. I don't think I should.
I like the hype.
We've got a lot of energy to kind of save for the evening. I'm not going to build this one up too much.
Pace yourself. Take your time.
I'm kind of thinking, it's just Lamb. We need to close this one out. But Major finds something out of nothing with the Mac 10.
There's hope.
We'll see whether he can keep the dream alive here, at least for a little bit.
Oh, but Dupree, does he have other plans? There's a minute on the board, seconds ticking away, feeling like hours at this point for Space Soldiers, looking for that opportune moment to pounce. Where is it going to come from? Dupree, is the timing right? No, it's not. Major finds the kill. This could be excellent for Space Soldiers. A round on the board might be just a little bit of pride, something they need to kind of pull themselves back to maybe a respectable scoreline, as so far this has been an absolute battering.
Yeah, it absolutely has. Yeah, this round is not really going to do much for them. Like I said, 11 in a row now. There's still plenty of money on the Astralis side, but yes, it all starts here. If they can win this round, it's not over until it reaches 16 at the top, but it could happen. Major caught out of position there, and they're obviously going to go for it. They've got plenty of money, and Calyx has been spotted. That grenade could even take him out of the equation. Won't do a full damage here, but certainly close. And know where he is. 10 HP. This could be the end, and indeed it is. It will be a full defuse coming in. 16-14 is your final score. Astralis will be taking the series 2-0. Very good game of Mirage. Inferno, though. Astralis showing why they consider that clinical T-side force, and there it is, Astralis with a resounding victory, Lauren. Not really much to report. All they gave away there was the first half pistol. That was pretty much it.
Yeah, what a drastically different look than we saw on the first map. It's a bit of a night and day sort of affair there.
Absolutely. I enjoyed the game, though. The first map especially, I think, was really good. That's going to set the tone for the rest of the evening.
Hopefully.
Unfortunately, Space Soldiers couldn't do anything. But to be fair, we did see a really nice performance from Astralis. I can't poke any holes in their game on the T-side whatsoever. That was perfect. And, yeah, we got given the first map at least, which is very fun.
Yeah.
Alex, not so much in the second.
No, the second rather lackluster. But I mean,
sadly.
you know what? We did paint a picture that Astralis has been looking very, very, very good. I mean, in fact, they've qualified for ECS finals already. Like, the season is still well and truly going on, but their performance there, unfaltering and unwavering. They do seem to be bringing that now into the Pro League. Guys, go take 5. I'm going to be talking to the guys here at the Xfinity Analyst Desk. That was Lauren Pansy-Scott and Henry Greer. Mr. Chad Birchill joining me now. Janko Paunovic. I'm doing full names today. I don't know why. Chad, talk to me, though, a little bit about Inferno. We set the scene for it to be close. What happened there?
Well, Alex Richardson, you know, I thought that we might be seeing that AWP on the side of Astralis on device on the city side moving around a lot. Well, they got it done on the T side. They didn't even have to worry about moving that orb and being too aggressive with it. The thing is, they were getting the map control very easily, and then as soon as, you know, the adjustment came in from Space Soldiers to take full banana control, the read was there by Glaive, and they just went over to that A bomb site. So, hey, you want to send 3 guys aggressively banana? We'll just go A. You know, that's the transition. That's the right call, the right play from Astralis.
Janko, would I be foolish to say that this was actually less of the usual way in which Astralis pick up wins? Admittedly, when you look at the scoreline, sure. But also, they would just seem like they were winning the fights, as in terms of an individual basis, they were the better team.
Yeah, I think to an extent, obviously, it's a bit of an outlier game that Space Soldiers also had a very poor performance on their own part, individually more than anything else. And yeah, I think Astralis is a team that will definitely have those good strategies in place. They'll have a clear game plan, and Glaive is one of those in-game leaders that's regarded for being able to adjust during the game and recognize the patterns of his opponents and basically just make very good calls based off of good reads, right? And in this particular game, it was just exacerbated by the fact that individually they were really on point.
Absolutely, they were, and the scoreboard does tell that story. I mean, in 20 rounds of play, Magisk and Zipnix frag around 20 for them, and very nice KD as well.
Yes, Magic's played a big role in this game. He had a 2-on-5 that he won with Device early on in the piece. I think it was round number 8. That was a pretty early one going on there. And when you lose those, when the game is so tight-knit, when it's just getting started, the CT economy isn't building up for Space Soldiers, that's crushing. That's a round that they never should have lost.
Yeah, and Zipnix as well. We got that quad kill who brought them to bring home Matt Point.
You love the B lockdowns.
God, it was lovely on that B site. Yeah, absolutely. Space Soldiers, though, a little lackluster individually, and that's kind of it for the post-match. But we do have additional time, what with it being so quick, and so I will pose a bit more of an open-ended question before we round out this segment, and that simply is, will Astralis do what they couldn't do in 2017? Will they be the best team in the world at some point in this year?
This is kind of what I was touching on.
Because they have stability.
Yeah, but this is what I was touching on when we kicked off the show today, is the sense of, is Counter-Strike now going to be in a period where you can only judge teams based off 3-month windows at a time? Are we no longer going to have legacies that last an entire year? Because right now, the scene's in flux, and
Yeah.
it's going to settle. Then we're going to have the player break. Then we're going to have the major, and the same thing's probably going to happen again towards the tail end of next year. This is, in my mind, a cycle that's going to continue. Now, this Astralis is more exciting to me than the one that finished last year.
Absolutely.
So going into these next few events, I would say that Mouse Sports have to be a huge favorite. Space Soldiers are a dark horse still.
Absolutely.
But then you're throwing into the mix your Astralises, your Fanatics, and even I'm going to go as far as saying Na'Vis, because the way that FaZe are looking at the moment, pretty dilapidated. They're not looking fantastic. And then you've got SK with Stewie, and they've had some pretty bad results online early. That could change as things progress. But I would put Astralis up there as top 3, potentially going into Marseille.
Yanko, I know, of course, a Grimace when Na'Vi are mentioned, but otherwise, you know, the conversation is interesting, whether or not Astralis is Astralis' year, what with the stability as well as building on what they had last year.
I think it's also the fact that Astralis, because of their structure and the way the team is organized, I feel that, you know, they're going to have that dose of consistency. We see it even now after a short period of time. You know, they've been posting some good results, and not just results online, but also the way they're playing. You know, it's pretty good. It reminds of the Astralis of old. Now, the question is whether they will be able to win championships. That was what eluded them last year, barring, you know, the major and Katowice, really. They had a couple of finals, a couple of top 4 placings, you know, actually a lot of them, all things considered, but they couldn't grab as many titles as they would have liked. So that's the big question mark for this lineup. They're surely going to be, you know, a contender. We're going to see them in finals, see them in semifinals, but can they go all the way a few more times?
And we need an answer to see. We need to see them answer that question. There's nothing, we can't answer that at all. That's just something that has eluded them time and time again, with or without Carrigan. Chad, just your closing thoughts.
I just wanted to give you a B-stream update, Alex, because I know that you were wondering what was going on
was
that
where I was
secondary
going next,
stream.
you monster. I had the whole graphic ready and everything.
Oh, sorry, man.
Go on then, run us through it.
I was just kind of keeping tabs on the FaZe Hellraisers match because I'm interested to see how Exist is going to be integrating into the squad, and the fact that they can pick up 2 victories on Hellraisers who were looking hot on the weekend, picking up I guess not a major tournament victory, but an offline win. Yeah, sure.
I mean, an offline win, whatever the tournament is for Hellraisers, is a big deal.
Yeah, it's a big trophy for them. But just to note, Exist fitting into FaZe not fantastically. In the first map that they won 16-7, he only had 4 kills.
Wow, Chad, way to focus on the negatives.
Well, they won the game. I guess that's the positive.
16-7, and you're focusing on his bad performance, calling him out from the B stream.
How
on the mainstream, just putting bad light on him. Well, it's not like you, Chad.
Yeah.
I thought you had fun this weekend. What's going on?
I did have fun on the weekend.
You did?
I'm looking more tan.
You went on an adventure and you got some nice kind of crispy brown skin.
Yeah, that
red.
vitamin D really helped him.
Yeah.
It does. It puts us all in a good mood. And I tell you what will put you in a better mood is when I tell you what's coming up next. You don't want to move a muscle. Perhaps you go stretch your legs in that shining sun, because when you come back, we're going to be bringing you Na'Vi versus Mouse Sports, and it's going to be a hell of a game.